Hey guys, welcome to the video. If you're watching this video, you're probably like me and are soaking up as much NBA playoff material as you possibly can. We have seen some incredible performances from players the past few weeks at the bubble in Orlando. We've been reminded again and again that it is Dame time, that we should never count out a team pulling it together for a special run, that for some people Father Time just works a little bit slower, and also that the league has never been more skilled from top to bottom. In this social media world of hot takes and whether players are heavily overrated or underrated, we are so quick to either tear someone down that we don't like or raise them up on this pedestal high in the clouds. It'd be nice every once in a while to just appreciate what a player is accomplishing while they achieve it. Legacies and narratives are being made and destroyed in this playoffs, but in my opinion, the greatest legacy that's being formed right in front of our eyes is Luka Doncic. I'm a couple days removed from the crazy buzzer beater and his performance in Game 4 against the Clippers, so this video really isn't a knee-jerk, caught up in the moment kind of video. All I want to do is to put some perspective on the beginning of this potential all-timer. That being said, I don't want this to be a Luka is the GOAT video, but merely just an appreciation video where we look at the numbers and the situation he's in and make our own conclusions about that moment. Let's start off with the situation. Going into the series, if most people were being honest, we believed the Clippers would quickly and handily win in 5 games or 6 games. Their superstar talent at the top, and yes, Pandemic P is still a superstar, guys, come on. And their insane depth make them a title contender coming out of the West. Their small ball lineup, including Harrell and Williams off the bench, makes for possibly the deadliest scoring lineup in the league. Plus, they are one of the most complete teams in the league. They can shoot well, they can score well in the post and in the paint. They have plenty of good drive and kick guys, good rebounders, and good defenders. And they're also well coached. In the regular season, the Mavericks didn't look too good against the Clippers, losing all 3 contests. When you match the lineups up with the Mavericks and the Clippers were clearly favored. Which brings us to Dallas. Dallas had one of the greatest offensive ratings ever for a team this season. This is quite the accomplishment for a team that only won 43 games and ended up being a 7th seed in the West. While the offensive rating is nice, we all know that defenses tighten up when the playoff rolls around and teams get more familiar with one another. This brings us to how the games have gone. With the exception of Game 3 and Game 5, most of the games have been a 3 or 4 possession game, which is close by any standard. Prior to Game 5, Luka was leading both teams in points, rebounds, and assists. For a 21-year-old, just his 2nd year in the league and his 1st year in the playoffs, that's very impressive against the deepest team we've seen in quite a while. This is one of the times I hope we realize we aren't just seeing a fluke series where someone is getting on a hot streak, but quite possibly the spark of potential all-time greatness. The way he's composing himself and his dominance in this series is something we only see from those all-time greats. Now, before you rush to the comments, I'm not throwing Luka in with the all-time greats just yet. We obviously need some MVPs and titles to have that argument, and I easily believe we won't have to worry about either one of those accomplishments. Let's put some perspective on his Game 4 performance. I don't want this whole video to be a basketball reference search, but it is sometimes nice to have a few numbers and rankings attached to give us a better visual. In Game 4, Luka posted a humble 43 points, 17 rebounds, and 13 assists, and easily looked like the best player on the floor. All of these rankings are at the age of 21. Only one person ever at the age of 21 had a better game score rating than Luka's Game 1 and 4. That guy's name was LeBron James in 2006. You may have heard of him. Only one person at the age of 21 grabbed as many rebounds as Luka did in Game 4. His name was Kevin Durant in 2010. You may have heard of him as well. Nobody had more assists in a playoff game than Luka did. However, Tony Parker did tie him in 2004. Luka scored 43 points in that Game 4 win, along with the buzzer beater over Reggie Jackson. Kind of wish it was over Kawhi or Paul George, but then this really would have been a Luka is the GOAT video. Only one person scored more than 43 points at age 23, and I've already mentioned him, LeBron in 06. I could break down the threes and other statistics, but I figured we just mainly need to be interested in those main ones. I know sometimes when you look up certain analytics or stats, you can get some crazy results like so-and-so back in 1974 or 1982 did that as well. That's not the case with what Luka is doing right now. The names that performed on this level at his age were LeBron, KD, and the outlier Tony Parker. However, with the continued absence of Porzingis and Luka's apparent ankle injury, the potential upset against the Clippers is looking quite bleak after the Clippers' historic response in Game 5. Even though Doncic was missing his explosive step and his shot, he still had an impact on the game. He still led his team in points, rebounds, and he tied for assists. Not too bad for an off night. I don't believe we're going to be disappointed with Luka's career and postseason career. If he stays healthy and has a strong supportive cast around him, I see nothing but greatness for this young man's future. I mentioned both LeBron and KD just a moment ago. Here in the next 3 to 5 years, it will be both of those players' time to pass on the torch to the younger generation. I know who I have my money on. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below if I'm maybe overhyping Luka just a bit, or maybe I need to give him just a little more appreciation than he's getting right now. If you'd like to see more content like this, please let me know by liking, commenting, and subscribing.